Welcome, everyone. Welcome to our Cantors Concert of 2024. I want to thank my colleagues for joining me for this concert today, to my longtime friend, Cantor Claire Franco, and the senior cantor at Community Synagogue in Port Washington, and Cantor Ella Gladstone Martin, our previous cantorial intern, who's now back and now is also the assistant cantor at Community Synagogue with Cantor Claire Franco. To our fabulous cantorial intern, Emily Lezen, and Cantor Isaac Sanatasor from Westchester Reformed Synagogue.
$525,600 minutes, 525,000 moments so dear, 525,600 minutes. How do you measure a year? In daylights, in sunsets, in midnights, in cups of coffee, in inches, in miles, in laughter, in strife, in 525,600 minutes. How do you measure a year in the life? How about love? How about love? How about love?
Measuring love.
Seasons of love. Seasons of love. 525,600 minutes, 525,000 journeys to plan, 525,600 minutes. How do you measure the life of a woman or a man?
The truth that she learned, woman times that cried, in bridges she burned, and the way that she died.
It's time now to sing out, 'cause the story never ends. Let's celebrate, remember a year in the life of friends. Remember the love. Remember the love. Remember the love. Measuring love. Seasons of love. Seasons of love. Seasons of
525,600 minutes, 525,000 moments so dear,
525,600 minutes.
seasons of
How do you measure a year? In daylight, in midnights, in cups of coffee, in inches, in miles, in laughter, in strife.
Seasons of
525,600 minutes.
Seasons of
Do you measure a year in the life?
how about
Love. Remember the love. Remember the love. Measuring love. Seasons of love.
out and tell our story. Let it echo far and wide. Make them hear you. Make them hear you. How justice was our battle, and how justice was denied. Make them hear you. Make them hear you. And say to those who blame us for the way we chose to fight, that sometimes there are battles that are more than black or white. And I could not put down my sword when justice was my right. Make them hear you. Make them hear you. Go out and tell our story to your daughters and your sons. Make them hear you. Make them hear you. And tell them in our struggles we were not the only ones. Make them hear you. Make them hear you. Your sword can be a sermon or the power of the pen. Teach every child to raise his voice, and then, my brothers, then will justice be demanded by 10 million righteous men. Make them hear you. When they hear you, I'll be near you again.
Dear friend, I am so sorry about last night. It was a nightmare in every way. But together you and I will laugh at last night someday. Ice cream! He brought me ice cream, vanilla ice cream. Imagine that! Ice cream! And for the first time we were together without a spat. Friendly! He was so friendly. That isn't like him. I'm simply stunned. Will wonders never cease? Will wonders never cease? It's been a most peculiar day. Will wonders never cease? Will wonders never cease? Oh, where was I? I am so sorry about last night. It was a nightmare in every way, but together you and I will laugh at last night someday. I sat there waiting in that cafe and never guessing that you were weird. Oh! That you weren't near. You were outside looking bald. Oh, oh my. Dear friend, I am so sorry about last night. Last night, I was so nasty. Well, he deserved it, but even so, that George is not like this George. This is a new George that I don't know. Somehow, it all reminds me of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. For right before my eyes, a man that I despise has turned into a man I like. It's almost most like a dream, and strange as it may seem, he came to offer me ice cream. Forget your troubles.
Happy day.
Come on, get happy.
I hear again.
You better chase all your cares away.
Clear again.
Shout hallelujah.
So let's sing the
Come
song
on, get
of
happy.
cheer again.
Get
Happy
ready
days
for the
are
judgment day.
Again.
The sun is shining.
All together.
Come on, get happy.
Shout it now.
Love is waiting to take
Look
your hand.
Shout it now.
Shout hallelujah.
So let's tell the world
and just get
about
happy.
it now.
We're going to the promised land. We're heading across the river. Soon your cares will all be gone.
There'll be no more from now on.
From now on, forget your troubles and just get happy. You better chase all your blues away. Shout hallelujah and just get happy.
Happy times.
Happy times.
Happy nights.
Happy nights. Happy days are here again.
Wonder of wonders, miracle of miracles, God took a Daniel by the hand, stood by his side, and miracle of miracles, walked him through the lion's den. Wonder of wonders, miracle of miracles, I was afraid that God would frown, but like he did so long ago in Jericho, God just made a wall fall down. When Moses softened Pharaoh's heart, that was a miracle. When God made the waters of the Red Sea part, that was a miracle too. But of all God's miracles, large and small, the most miraculous one of all is that out of a worthless lump of clay, God has made a man today. Wonder of wonders, miracle of miracles, God took a tailor by the hand, turned him around, and miracle of miracles, led him to the promised land. When David slew Goliath, yes, that was a miracle. When God gave us manna in the wilderness, that was a miracle too. But of all God's miracles, large and small, the most miraculous one of all is the one I thought could never be. God has given you to me.
My day in the hills has come to an end. I know a star has come out to tell me it's time to go. But deep in the dark green shadows are voices that urge me to stay. So I pause and I wait and I listen for one more sound, for one more lovely thing that the hills might say. The hills are alive with the sound of music, with songs they have sung for 1,000 years. The hills fill my heart with the sound of music. My heart wants to sing every song it hears. My heart wants to beat like the wings of the birds that rise from the lake to the trees. My heart wants to sigh like a chime that flies from a church on a breeze, to laugh like a brook when it trips and falls over stones in its way, to sing through the night like a lark who is learning to pray. I go to the hills when my heart is lonely. I know I will hear what I heard before. My heart will be blessed with the sound of music, and I'll sing once more.
If I loved you, time and again I would try to say all I'd want you to know.
If I loved you, words wouldn't come in an easy way. Round in circles I'd go,
longing to tell you, but afraid and shy.
I'd let my golden chances pass me by.
Soon you'd leave me, off you would go in the mist of day, never, never to know how I love you. If I loved you,
If I loved you, would try to say. All I'd want you to know.
If I loved you, words wouldn't come in an easy way. Round in circles I'd go, longing to tell you, but afraid and shy. I'd let my golden chances pass me by.
Soon you'd leave me, off you would go in the mist of day.
Never, never to know how I loved you. If I loved you.
So I too was a student cantor here. In biblical terms, about a generation ago. I'll leave you to look that up. But I'm always grateful to Cantor Kipnis for inviting me back because the place still feels like home and holds a lot of really, really special memories for me. So do I have any choir members in the audience today? Yeah. So for some of you, this is your story, and it's my story too. I've had much good luck as a performer. I've been cast in almost every show. From Carousel to Hair, on Broadway I was there, but you'd never know. Perhaps you picked me out last year in Phantom, or underneath my dirt in Miserable. But if you tried to pick me out from all the voices in the crowd, I'm certain that you might have had a problem. The plight is quite familiar to those who tread the boards at the Niederlander, Schubert, or Rialto. Although I've got a great high C, the reaction seems to be, "That's very nice, dear, but we need you singing alto." Give me a chance at the melody. Give me a crack at the tune. I'm filled with chagrin every time I begin by the light of the silvery moon. Just one little shot at the melody. Give me a moment to shine. I'm sick of can't help loving that man of mine. Just look at Oklahoma, for example. That rousing title number in the show, you'll see. While everyone is singing Oklahoma, I'll sing Sky, Yo Ho. And now a medley of my most famous roles. The hills are alive with the sound of music. Three little maids from school are we, pert as a schoolgirl well can be, filled to the brim with goldish gree. Three little maids from school. Touch me, it's so easy to leave me. Which mirror where? Who what, where, who? Such a pretty me, such a pretty me. Oh, give me a chance at the melody. Don't care if the solo is teeny. It would be nirvana, such heaven from mana, to sing something other than Sweeney. I'm down on my knees for the melody. I'm begging with all of my might, just half a bar, and let this chorus girl be a star tonight.
Some enchanted evening, you may see a stranger. You may see a stranger across a crowded room, and somehow you know even then, that somewhere you'll see her again and again. Some enchanted evening, someone may be laughing. You may hear her laughing across a crowded room. And night after night, as strange as it seems, the sound of her laughter will sing in your dreams. Who can explain it? Who can tell you why? Fools give you reasons, wise men never try. Some enchanted evening, when you find your true love, when you hear her call you across a crowded room, then fly to her side and make her your own. For all through your life you may dream all alone. Once you have found her, never let her go. Once you have found her, never let her go.
close my eyes and I can see a world that's waiting up for me, that I call my own.
Through the dark, through the door, through where no one's been before, but it feels like home.
They can say it all sounds crazy. They can say I've lost my mind. I don't care, so call me crazy. We can live in a world that we design.
'Cause every night I lie in bed, the brightest colors fill my head. A million dreams are keeping me awake. I think of what the world could be, a vision of the one I see. A million dreams is all it's gonna take.
Oh, a million dreams of the world we're gonna make.
There's a house we can build. Every room inside is filled with things from far away.
Special things I compile, each one there to make you smile. On a
rainy day, they can say it all sounds crazy. They can say we've lost our minds. I don't care if they call us crazy. Run away to a world that we design. 'Cause every night I lie in bed, the brightest colors fill my head. A million dreams are keeping me awake. I think of what the world could be, a vision of the one I see. A million dreams is all it's gonna take. Oh, a million dreams for the world we're gonna make.
However big, however small, let me be part of it all. Share your dreams with me.
You may be right, you may be wrong, but say that you'll bring me along to a world you see.
To the world I close my eyes to see.
I close my eyes to see. 'Cause every night I lie in bed, the brightest colors fill my head. A million dreams are keeping me awake. I think of what the world could be, a vision of the one I see. A million dreams is all it's gonna take. A million dreams for the world we're gonna make. For the world we're gonna make.
Did I abuse her or show her disdain? Why does she run from me? If I should lose her, how shall I regain the heart she has won from me? Agony beyond power of speech, when the one thing you want is the only thing out of your reach.
High in her tower she sits by the hour, maintaining her hair, blithe and becoming, and frequently humming a light-hearted air. Agony far more painful than yours, when you know she would go with you if there only were doors.
Agony, oh, the torture they teach.
What's as intriguing
or half so fatiguing
as what's out of reach?
Am I not sensitive, clever, well-mannered, considerate, passionate, charming, as kind as I'm handsome, and heir to a throne?
Or everything that maidens could wish for?
Then why no?
Do I know?
The girl must be mad.
You know nothing of madness till you're climbing her hair and you see her up there as you're nearing her, all the while hearing her agony. Whoa,
though it's different for each, always 10 steps behind,
always 10 feet below,
and she's just out of reach. Agony that can cut like a knife. I must have her to wife.
When I was a girl, I had a favorite story about the meadowlark who lived where the rivers wind, and her voice would match the angels in its glory, but she was blind. The lark was blind, so an old king came and took her to his palace, where the walls were burnished bronze and golden braid, and he fed her fruit and nuts from an ivory chalice, and he prayed, "Sing for me, my meadowlark, sing for me on a silver morning, set me free, my meadowlark, and I'll buy you a priceless jewel and cloth of brocade and crewel, and I'll love you for life if you will sing for me." Then one day as the lark sang by the water, the god of the sun heard her in his flight, and his singing moved her so he came and brought her the gift of sight. He gave her sight, and she opened her eyes to the shimmer and the splendor of this beautiful young god, so proud and strong. And he spoke to the lark in a voice both rough and tender, "Come along, fly with me, my meadowlark, fly with me on the silver morning, past the sea where the dolphins bark, and we'll dance on the coral beaches and feast on the plums and peaches. Just as far as your vision reaches, fly with me. But the meadowlark said no, for the old king loved her so, and he couldn't bear to wound his bride. So the sun god flew away. When the king came down that day, he found his meadowlark had died. Every time I heard that part, I cried. And now I stand here starry-eyed and stormy, just when I thought my heart was finally numb. A beautiful young god appears before me, saying, come, oh, won't you come? And what can I do if finally, for the first time, the one I'm burning for returns the glow? If love has come at last, it's picked the worst time. Still I know I've got to go fly away. Meadowlark, fly away on a silver morning. If I stay, I'll grow to curse the dark. So I'll go where the chains won't bind me. I know I leave wounds behind me, but I won't let tomorrow find me back this way. Before my past once again can blind me, fly away. And we won't wait to say goodbye, my beautiful young man. And
His name is Mr. Snow, and an upstanding man is he. He comes home every night in his round-bottom boat with a net full of herring from the sea. An almost perfect beau, as refined as a girl could wish. Yet he spends so much time in his round-bottom boat that he can't seem to lose the smell of fish. The first time he kissed me, the whiff of his clothes knocked me flat on the floor of the room. But now that I love him, my heart's in my nose, and fish is my favorite perfume. Last night he spoke quite low, and a fair-spoken man is he. And he said, Miss Pipperidge, I'd like it fine if I could be wed with a wife. And indeed, Miss Pipperidge, if you'll be mine, I'll be yours for the rest of my life. Next moment we were promised, and now my mind's in a maze. For all it can do is look forward to that wonderful day of days, when I marry Mr. Snow. The flowers'll be the birds will make a racket in the churchyard trees when I marry Mr. Snow. Then it's off to home we'll go, and both of us will look a little dreamy-eyed, a-driving to a cottage by the ocean side, where the salty breezes blow. He'll carry me across the threshold, and I'll be as meek as a lamb. Then he'll set me on my feet, and I'll say, kind of sweet, "Well, Mr. Snow, here I am." Then I'll kiss him so he'll know that everything'll be as right can be, a-living in a cottage by the sea with me. For I love that Mr. Snow, that young seafaring, bold and daring, big be-whiskered, overbearing, darling Mr. Snow.
I will never understand what I did to deserve you, or how to be the man that I'm supposed to be. I will never understand if I lived 1,000 lifetimes why you did the things you did for me. Just look at you. How could I not be in love with you? What kind of fool could have taken you for granted for so long? All the wasted time, all the million hours pushing you away, building up my walls, all the days gone by, to glare, to pout, to push you out, and I never knew anything at all. I never knew anything at all.
I will never understand how all the world misjudged you, when I have always known how lucky I must be. I will never understand how I kept from going crazy, just waiting here till you came home to me. Now look at me, now that you're finally here with me, now that I know I was right to wait when everyone else was so wrong. For so long, all the wasted time, all the million hours, years on top of years, still too proud to crawl, all the days gone by to feel that I I don't satisfy, and I never knew anything at all. I never knew anything at all. The wasted time, leaves too high to touch, roots too strong to fall. All the days gone by to never show I loved you so, and I never knew anything at all.
I never knew anything at all.
So many of you remember last year when Ella sang Taylor the Latte Boy and pretty much stole the show. It was a hit, and what I found out afterwards was that actually there's another version of Taylor's rebuttal. And so in order for you to hear that, I asked Ella if she could sing the original again.
Who works at Starbucks, who is very inspirational. He is very inspirational because of many things. I come in at 8:11 and he smiles and says, "How are you?" When he smiles and says, "How are you?" I could swear my heart grows wings. So today at 8:11, I decided I should meet him. I decided I should meet him in a proper, formal way. So today at 8:11, when he smiled and said, "How are you?" I said, "Fine, and my name's Carol." And he softly answered, "Hey." And I said, "My name is Carol, and thank you for the extra foam." And he said his name was Taylor, which provides the inspiration for this poem. Taylor, the latte boy, bring me Java, bring me joy. Oh, Taylor, the latte boy, I love him, I love him, I love him. So I'd like to get the nerve up to recite my poem musical. He would like the fact it's musical because he plays guitar. So today at 8:11, Taylor told me he was playing in a band down in the village in the basement of a bar. And he smoothly flipped the lever to prepare my double latte. But for me, he made it triple, and he didn't think I knew. But I saw him flip the lever, and for me he made it triple. And I knew that triple latte meant that Taylor loved me too. I said, "What time are you playing? And thank you for the extra skin." He said, "Keep the 355 because this triple latte was on him." Taylor, the latte boy, bring me Java, bring me joy. Oh, Taylor, the latte boy, I love him, I love him, I love him. I used to be the kind of girl who'd run when love rushed toward her. But finally a voice whispered, "Love can be yours if you step up to the counter and Bring me Java, bring me joy. Oh, Taylor, the latte boy. I love him, I love him, I love him. So many years my heart has waited. Who'd have thought that love could be so caffeinated? Taylor, the latte boy. I love him, I love him, I love him. I love him, I love him, I love him.
There's a girl who comes to Starbucks, and I think she has a crush on me. I can tell she has a crush on me. It's too big to ignore. She comes in here every morning at exactly 8:11. When the clock strikes 8:11, she comes walking through the door. Then one fateful Monday morning, as she made her usual entrance, I could see that she was nervous and she had something to say. So I smoothly flipped the lever to prepare her double latte, and she said her name was Carol, and then I came back with, hey. And I told her my name's Taylor, and here's a little extra foam. When she left, I cleaned her table, and I found a folded napkin with this poem. Taylor, the latte boy, bring me Java, bring me joy. Oh, Taylor, the latte boy. I love him, I love him, I love him. So I should have got my nerve up and just said I wasn't interested. But since she was clearly interested, it all got out of hand. 'Cause before I found her poem, we had this conversation where I told her I was playing in the village with my band. When I walked in Friday evening to our gig at Arthur's Basement, I saw Carol in the front row, and I heard her scream my name. And my friend said, man, she's crazy. She's been here since 7:30, and she told me she's your girlfriend, and she's really glad she came. And when our gig was over, she followed me the whole way home. As I ran to try and lose her, I composed another version of her poem. Carol, the stalker chick, you're a psycho and you're sick. Oh, Carol, the stalker chick, you scare me, you scare me, you scare me. I used to be the kind of guy who never was rude or doubting. But now I've got this lunatic freak in my life. Every night now at my window she's shouting, Taylor, the latte boy, go away, I'm not your toy. Oh, Taylor, the latte boy, is calling the police. Many a girl has let me court her, but I've never needed a restraining order. Carol, come find me now. I'm transferring to a new Starbucks. There's 20 on each block. So good luck.
I've heard it said that people come into our lives for a reason, bringing something we must learn, and we are led to those who help us most grow if we let them, and we help them in return. Well, I don't know if I believe that's true, but I know I'm who I am today because I knew you. Like a stream that meets a boulder at the wind of a sea, and a stream that meets a boulder halfway through the wood. Who can say if I've been changed for the better? But because I knew you, I have been changed for good.
It well may be that we will never meet again in this lifetime. So let me say before we part, so much of me is made of what I learned from you. You'll be with me like a handprint on my heart. And now whatever way our stories end, I know you have rewritten mine by being my friend. Like a ship blown from its mooring by a wind off the sea, like a seed dropped by a skybird in a distant wood. Who can say if I've been changed for the better? But because I knew you, I have been changed for good. And just to clear the air, I ask forgiveness for the things I've done you blame me for.
But then I guess we know there's blame to share,
And none of it seems to matter anymore. Like a ship blown from its mooring by a wind off the sea, like a seabird of the bird in the wood. Who can say if I've been changed for the better? I do believe I have been changed for the better.
and because I knew you,
Because I knew you, because I knew you, I have been changed
Marry me a little, love me just enough. Cry but not too often, play but not too rough. Keep a tender distance, so we'll both be free. That's the way it ought to be. I'm ready, marry me a little, do it with a will. Make a few demands I'm able to fulfill. Want me more than others, not exclusively. That's the way it ought to be. I'm ready now. You can be my best friend, I can be your right arm. We'll go through a fight or two. No harm, no harm. We'll look not too deep. We'll go not too far. We won't have to give up a thing. We'll stay who we are. Right. Okay then. I'm ready now. Someone marry me a little, love me just enough. Warm and sweet and easy, just the simple stuff. Keep a tender distance, so we'll both be free. That's the way it ought to be. I'm ready, marry me a little, body, heart and soul. Passionate as hell, but always in control. Want me more than others, keep me company. That's the way it ought to be. I'm ready now. Oh, how gently we'll talk. Oh, how softly we'll tread. All the stings, the ugly things we'll keep unsaid. We'll build a cocoon of love and respect. You promise whatever you like, I'll never collect. Right? Okay then. I'm ready now. Someone, I'm ready.
been a fool, and so have I, but come and be my wife, and let us try before we die to make some sense of life. We're neither pure nor wise nor good. We'll do the best we know. We'll build a house and chop a wood and make a garden grow, and make a garden grow.
I thought the world was sugar cake, for so our master said. But now I'll teach my hands to bake our loaf of daily bread. We're
Neither pure nor wise nor good. We'll do the best we know. We'll build a house and chop a wood and make a garden grow, and make a garden grow. Let dreamers dream what world they please. Those Edens not be found. The sweetest stars, the fairest trees are low in solid ground. We're neither pure nor wise nor good. We'll do the best we know. We'll build a house and chop a wood and make a garden grow, and make a garden grow. Oh, what a beautiful morning. Oh, what a beautiful morning. Oklahoma, where the wind comes sweeping down the plain. Oklahoma, where the waving wheat can sure smell sweet when the wind comes right behind the rain. Every night we sit alone and talk
making lazy circles in the sky.
We know we belong to the land,
and the land we belong to is grand. And when we say,
and only say,
you're doing fine, Oklahoma, Oklahoma, okay.
Chicks and ducks and geese better scurry when I take you out in the Surrey. When I take you out in the Surrey with the fringe on top.
And we can watch that fringe and see how it flutters when you drive them high-stepping strutters. Nosy pokes will peek through their shutters and their eyes will pop. The wheels are yellow, the upholstery is brown, the dashboard's genuine leather. With isinglass curtains you can roll right down in case there's a change in the weather. Two bright side lights winking and blinking, ain't no finer rig I'm thinking. You can keep your rig if you're thinking that a gear to swap for that shiny little Surrey with the fringe on the top. Clip, clop.
I got to Kansas City on a Friday. By Saturday I learned a thing or two. For up to then I didn't have an idea of what the modern world was coming to.
I counted 20 gas buggies going by themselves almost every time I took a walk. But then I put my ear to a bell telephone and a strange woman starting to talk. What next?
Yeah, what?
What next? Everything's up to date in Kansas City. They've gone about as far as they can go.
They went and built a skyscraper 7 stories high,
About as high as a building ought to grow. Everything's like a dream in Kansas City. It's better than a magic lantern show.
You can turn the radiator on whenever you want some heat.
With every kind of comfort, every house is all complete. You can walk to privies in the rain and never wet your feet. They've gone about as far as they can go. They've gone about as far as they can go.
I'm just a girl who can't say no. I'm in a terrible fix. I always say, come on, let's go, just when I ought to say nix.
When a fella tries to kiss a girl, I know she ought to give his face a smack. But as soon as someone kisses me, I somehow sorta wanna kiss him back. I'm just a fool when lights are low. I can't be prissy and quaint. I ain't the type that can flaunt. How can I be what I ain't? I can't say no.
Many a new face will please my eye, many a new love will find me. Never have I once looked back to sigh over the romance behind me. Many a new day will dawn before I
Don't
dream.
throw bouquets at me. Don't please my folks too much. Don't laugh at my jokes too much. People will say
Whether I chase
we're
the
in love.
honeybee who carelessly cajoled me, consoled me. Never have I wept into my tears. Only till someone told me your sighs are so like mine. Your eyes mustn't glow like mine. People will say we're in love.
Don't dance all night with me till the stars fade from
Many a new day will dawn.
many a red sun will set.
People will say we're in love. Oklahoma,
Oklahoma, where the wind comes sweeping down the plain.
Oklahoma, where the waving wheat can sure smell sweet when the wind comes right behind the rain. Every night we sit alone and talk and watch a hawk making lazy circles in the sky.
We know we belong to the land.
And the land we belong to is grand. And when we say,
we're only saying
you're doing fine, Oklahoma, Oklahoma, O-K-L-A-H-O-M-A, Oklahoma. Yow!
I want to thank our amazing accompanist, Allison Sniffen. And then once again, I want to thank my amazing friends and colleagues, Claire Franco, Ellen Glass Martin, Emily Lesin, and Isaac Sonnet Asor.
And Cantor Todd.
Come join us next door for a little snosh.
I realized that when I went to hug you, I was like, oh no, we were like Teflon to each other.
I didn't want to get you the hug because I was
Yeah. No. But then I was like, oh gosh, we that was such a Thank you.
Of course, I recognize you. Of course, how are you?
I was like, she's so nice. It's so cute. You added you got so many different like things in it that are just so
Gorgeous, gorgeous,
so
gorgeous.
fun.
I'll give you a business.
Oh my gosh. It's like, when I realized
great.
I caught